Welcome to our exploration of the nervous system. In this animation, we'll take a quick journey through the brain, spinal cord, the structures, and some of the diseases, showing you how neurons communicate, how signals travel, and how this incredible system keeps your body in sync. Get ready to dive into the world of electrical impulses, neurotransmitters, and amazing processes that allow you to think, move, feel, and respond. Let's get started! Before we talk about the neuron or the structure of the neuron, let's give a little general tour of the nervous system. First, structure-wise, the nervous system is divided into two general regions. The central nervous system, which is the CNS, it consists of the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which is the PNS. It consists of all the nerves outside the CNS, including sensory and motor neurons. The brain is the center of thought, control, and higher functions, while the spinal cord serves as a pathway for communication between the brain and the body and handles reflex actions. Together, they coordinate everything from conscious actions to automatic body functions. While the peripheral nervous system, or the PNS, is divided into two divisions, which are the somatic nervous system, or the SNS, and the autonomic nervous system, or the SNS controls voluntary movements and transmits sensory information to the central nervous system, or the CNS. Involves motor functions of skeletal muscles. On the other hand, the ANS controls involuntary body functions such as heart rate, digestion, breathing, and glandular activity. It works automatically without conscious effort. And again, the ANS is divided into the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. Sympathetic nervous system, it prepares the body for the fight or flight responses in times of stress or danger, while the parasympathetic nervous system promotes the rest and digest functions, calming the body down and conserving energy. There are three classifications based on structure of the neuron. These are bipolar neuron, unipolar neurons, and multipolar neurons. Bipolar neurons have two processes, one dendrite and one axon. It is found in specialized sensory organs, such as the retina of the eye and the olfactory system. Unipolar neurons have a single short process that branch into two parts. One part acts as a dendrite and the other one as an axon. It is typically found in sensory neurons, especially in the peripheral nervous system. Multipolar neurons have one long axon and multiple dendrites. The most common type of neuron, found in the brain and spinal cord, responsible for motor, control, and integration of information. Neurons are the building blocks of the nervous system and play a key role in processing and transmitting information throughout the body. They allow for communication between different parts of the body, enabling functions such as sensation, movement, thinking, and memory. Now, have you been curious on what are the parts of a neuron? The first structure that you'll notice is the eye-shaped head, or what we call the cell body, that is also known as the soma. It contains the nucleus and organelles, which are responsible for maintaining the cell's functions and producing energy. The tentacles looking around the cell body is called the dendrites. It receives signals from other neurons and conducts impulses towards the cell body. The neck is called the axon hillock. It is the cone-shaped projection as it projects to become the axon. The axon. It is a long singular projection that carries electrical impulses away from the cell body to other neurons, muscles, or glands. Schwann cells are a type of glial cell found in the peripheral nervous system, or the PNS. They play a crucial role in supporting neurons and facilitating the efficient transmission of nerve impulses. The node of Rund here is a small gap or interruption in the myelin sheath that surrounds the axons of neurons. An oligodendrocyte is a type of glial cell found in the central nervous system or the CNS. Its main function is to form the myelin sheath around the axons of neurons in the CNS, which is essential for speeding up the transmission of electrical signals between nerve cells. Myelin is a fatty white substance that fills the inner layers of the Schwann cells. On the other hand, myelin sheath is the layered structure that wraps around the axon, formed by the wrapping of glial cells. Telodendria are the fine branching extensions at the end of the axon of a neuron. Now we're proceeding to the structure of the nerve. The fibrous membrane that forms a sheath around the entire bundle of structures that make up the nerve is called the epineurium. The perineurium is a fibrous structure that is an inward continuation of the epineurium acting as inner wrapping. The perineurium segregates the nerve fibers or the axons into groupings called the fascicles. The endoneurium is a fibrous membrane that covers each individual axon and its sheath of Schwann cells within each fascicle. Types of glia. Neuroglia or simply glia are the most numerous kinds of cells in nerve tissue. Like the oligodendrocytes, Schwann cells form the myelin sheath around the axon but in the peripheral nervous system. Microglia. Microglia are small glial cells that develop from different tissue than other nerve tissue cells. Its function is to act as immune cells of the brain in fighting infections. Oligodendrocytes form the myelin sheath around axons in the central nervous system, speeding up electrical signal transmission. Astrocytes look like tiny stars. Its function is to support neurons, maintain the blood-brain barrier, regulate blood flow, and help in the repair of damaged tissue. Lastly, the ependymal cells. The ependymal cells are found lining the fluid spaces of the brain and spinal cord. And that is the overview of the structure of the nervous system. What is Alzheimer's disease? In this slide, we will know how Alzheimer's disease does to our brain and to our daily life. Did you know? Tens of millions in the world have suffered Alzheimer's disease. Worst case scenario, it can also lead to death. This disease is a debilitating brain disorder that eventually destroys one's memory and other cognitive ability. This disease can also cause tragic effects in our daily lives. It can be emotionally overwhelming and financially difficult for the patient's loved ones. Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common causes of dementia, a common chronic disorder of the mind caused by brain injury, and it can be marked as a disorder, personality changes, and impaired reasoning. Forgetting is part of our day-to-day life. It becomes common as we grow old. But for some reason, as a person reaches the age 60 and up, this forgetfulness can turn into a severe disorder. A person with this disease can also forget how to think straight, recognize phrases, or even lose their thinking skills as the brain continues to lose its function. As we can see in this picture, we can see the difference between a healthy brain and the brain of a person that is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. We can also see here that the brain shrunk, unlike the average size of the brain. This is because a large number of neurons dies, resulting in tissue loss that can be seen on a brain scan. Here is the visual for the cell in the brain. We can see a normal and an Alzheimer's disease brain. As we can see that there are neurofibrillary tangles and amyloid plaques. These two are the protein complexes that contribute to the widespread neuron death. What are neurofibrillary tangles? These are twisted bundles of protein fibers found inside nerve cells, particularly in the brain. These tangles are primarily made up of protein called tau, which normally helps stabilize structures in the brain cells. In neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's disease, tau proteins become abnormally shaped and form tangles. These tangles disrupt the normal functioning of brain cells, leading to their damage and death, which contributes to cognitive decline and memory loss associated with such condition. Amyloid plaques are abnormal clumps of a protein called beta amyloid, that accumulate between nerve cells. In Alzheimer's disease, beta-amyloid proteins misfold and stick together, forming these sticky plaques. These plaques disrupt communication between brain cells, trigger inflammation, and can contribute to cell damage and death, impairing memory and cognitive function. Amyloid plaques are one of the hallmark features of Alzheimer's disease and are believed to play a significant role in its progression. If both neurofibrillary tangles made up of tau protein and amyloid plaques made up of beta-amyloid do not function properly, they disrupt brain cell function and communication. Tangles damage the internal structure of neurons, while plaques interfere with communication between cells and trigger inflammation. This leads to neuron death, causing cognitive decline, memory loss, and other symptoms of Alzheimer's disease and related disorders. The damage worsens over time, resulting in severe brain degeneration. Good day, everyone! The promotion of health and prevention of disease, particularly in relation to the nervous system, is essential for safeguarding our overall well-being. The nervous system, which includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves, control every action, thought, and emotion. As we age, the risk of neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and stroke increase, making prevention more important than ever. Promoting health involves adopting healthy habits, regular physical activity, balanced nutrition, adequate sleep, and mental health care. These practices not only strengthen our nervous system but also reduce the risk of developing chronic neurological conditions. Preventing disease goes beyond treating symptoms. It's about addressing lifestyle factors like stress, substance abuse, and diet, which can have a long-term effects on brain health. By focusing on prevention, we can reduce the burden of neurological diseases, improve quality of life, and enhance our ability to live independently and mentally sharp for years to come. Let's make conscious choices today to protect the health of our nervous system and secure a healthier future for everyone. Thank you.